Okay, so for our example, a construction company charges a per hour fee for debris removal plus a one-time fee for the use of a trash dumpster. Now, the total fee for 9 hours of service is $195, and the total fee for 15 hours of service is $264. Determine the following. First, the independent and dependent variables. So for our independent variable, that's our x, this is the input. This is kind of like the input or the thing that we use to base our calculations. And in this case, it is the hours, right? This is kind of like our x variable. We're gonna base our fee off the number of hours we need that to work, which means our dependent variable is going to be the fee or the cost of the service. So I would say cost of the service. You could also say fee, lots of words, but it's the amount of money we have to pay to use this service. All right, next it asks for point slope form. Now point slope form, remember, is y is equal to m times x minus x1 plus y1. The first thing is m, so I'm actually gonna come down here in part B because I need to calculate the slope. Now I'm given kind of two things, so I'm given like 9 hours is $195. So I could almost think of this as like a 0.9 comma 195, and then I have a second point where I'm told 15 hours is $264. Right, that's almost like my second point. So this would be like my hours and the amount of money. And so then I can just calculate the slope like I would any other time. So I would do 264 minus 195 over 15 minus 9. 9. And when I do that, I get my M is equal to, that's $69 over 6 hours. And you can include the units, but that's not necessary. All right, so you can just say 69 over 6 or 11.5. Now, because it's a word problem, we use decimals, not fractions, or $11.50 is what they charge per hour. So let's go in and let's put in our y is equal to 11.5 times x. And then for x1, y1, we can use just one of our points down here. I'm going to choose this point here, 995. And so for this, I would say x minus 9, because of 9 hours. And then we know it's going to cost us $195. So this is my equation in point slope form. Now, just like before, for slope intercept form, I'll rewrite it down here. Y is equal to 11.5 times x minus 9 plus 195. I can distribute this. And I get y is equal to 11.5x minus. Now, at this point, you'll have access to calculators on the test. You would just do -9 times 11.5, and I'm quickly doing it on my calculator here. 11.5 times 9, and that's negative minus 103. 5 plus 195. And so then when I just do negative 103, plus 195, I get $91.50. So this is 11.5x plus $91.50. So that must be that $91.50 is that fee that we would pay for the dumpster. So our slope intercept form is just y is equal to 11.5x plus 91.5. That's my answer. Now for part D, and I'll just come down here. I want to know what is the total fee for 22 hours. So I can just take this, part D, take my slope intercept form is equal to 11.5 times 22 hours plus 91.5. And so I would just do 11.5 times 22 is 253 plus 91.5, and I get $344.90. So that's $344.5. So when I write my answer, I want to put it in context. It's the fee, so $344.50. And you would go to 2 decimal places because it's a fee. Finally, for part E, how many hours can you hire with a budget of 400? So for part E, I take the same equation, but this time I'm plugging 400 is my fee into Y, and I'm solving for X. X plus 91.5. So I subtract 91.5 from both sides, and I get 400 minus 91.5 is just 308.5 to 11.5x. And so I then divide by 11.5, divide by 11.5, and I get 26.826 is equal to x. But in this case, I can just round to the nearest tenth. And so so this would just be x is equal, and I'm running out of space. Hold on. X is equal to 26.8. And so this would be my number of hours. So I would write 26.8 hours. If you want to be really ambitious, you could try to convert that to hours and minutes, but that's not necessary. You can just write 26.8 hours. And done.